Hello, this is Zhey of MobileTechBanoy.com, and this is the Cherry Mobile Flare S8, one of the most bang-for-buck smartphones in the market right now, if at least on paper. For just 3,999 pesos, you're getting a lot out of the box. You have a 6.2-inch HD Plus display, Helio P23 octa-core processor, dual rear cameras, as well as 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, and Android 9.0. The Flare S8 isn't just about specs on paper either. It features one of the best finishes on a phone under 5,000 pesos. It's not just a textured gradient finish like what you might have seen from some of its competitors. It's a hologram gradient finish on what looks like a glass back. And it's because of how good it looks that will make it a joy to peel off the protective film when you take it out of the box for the first time. The Cherry Mobile Flare S8 comes with your typical set of smartphone accessories. Dig deep into the box and you'll find a quick start manual that Cherry Mobile likes to include with their phones. If you're like most smartphone users though, you'll probably ignore that. What you like is the included jelly case, which is clear so that you can still admire the finish even with some protection on. The rest of the kit is pretty standard fare. You've got the typical USB wall charger wrapped in an extra layer of plastic and can be a pain to peel off. Then you've got the included headset with inline mic. Thankfully, it's an in-ear type, which I prefer because of the generally better quality, but being a stock headset, don't expect much. Then you've got the data and charging cable. It comes across as being quite durable. Haters can hate, but I trust this cable over anything Apple has included with their kidney-replacing iPhones. Finally, you've got a SIM ejector tool. Nice thing to have, especially when you've just bought a phone. With that bit of unboxing out of the way, let's take a look at the Flare S8. Despite coming in right at the super budget price point, startup is relatively quick. We've come a long way from the original Cherry Mobile Flare, especially when it comes to the design. As good as it looks, I do have a few gripes about it though. The fingerprint scanner isn't recessed that deep, so it can be difficult hunting sometimes. Also, the power lock button and volume rocker are both on the left side, making a bit of a challenge for me to take a screenshot on this thing. Taking a look at the software, it looks mostly like vanilla Android. However, on first boot, all the apps have shortcuts on the home screen, so you might initially think it didn't have an app drawer. Checking out the apps, it does have some bloatware, not the usual Cherry Mobile fare though. These are the kinds of apps that try to be genuinely useful, but since they ask too many permissions, and because I've never heard of these specific apps, I'd rather just disable them. Navigating the UI feels familiar enough. Here's the hidden and less than obvious app drawer. Trust me, it's there. Drag down the notification shade and you'll reveal the quick toggle features, including the flashlight. Go into the settings and you'll be greeted by a familiar sight if you've been using Android for a while now. Security options are standard fare. Having come from the Flare S7 Plus and Flare X3, I was a bit disappointed not to have Face Unlock. You really can't have everything under 5,000 pesos. Again, considering the Flare S8 is a budget phone that retails for just 3,999 pesos, it's nice to see that it comes with a dual rear camera setup. Not only that, but it also comes with AI-assisted software that can be turned on or off. The camera app is also better than what you get with the 10,000 peso Flare X3 and its 5 cameras. The Flare S8 comes with a couple of beautification modes, panorama, and a better bokeh mode than the X3. However, it still doesn't come with HDR. Here's some shots that I took with the Flare S8, not to mention some video. detection and bokeh mode can be hit or miss though. Thankfully, you can adjust the strength depending on how much you want to focus. Hey guys, so I just got back from taking my kid to school. I just brought the car back in and now I'm back at my desk. I was able to get some cool sample footage from the rear camera on this thing, and basically this is just me testing out the front camera for you guys, so hope you guys like it. Peace! The front-facing camera is surprisingly decent for video and can make for a good vlog. Audio is about what you'd expect from a budget phone, and unfortunately I'm not as impressed with the rear camera video. There was a consistent soft focus, which to me comes across as the autofocus simply not being on point. Although it wasn't perfect, imaging and video was better than I expected. How did the Flare S8 fare for gaming though? For that, I installed NBA 2K20 and played around with it a bit. The game was definitely playable, and while the graphics weren't as good as when I played it on the Flare X3, frame rates and responsiveness were definitely on point. One pleasant surprise, it only ever got slightly warm to the touch, but never really got hot. Some folks might shy away from its 2800 mAh battery, but it has most every other phone in this price range, or even slightly above it, beat out. Most of what you'll see out there are 2GB RAM, 32GB ROM phones, whereas the Flare S8 comes with 3GB of RAM. Of course, there'll always be the negative stigma of it simply being a cherry mobile phone, but if you only have 4,000 pesos to spare, it's really hard to go wrong with the Flare S8. Whether you like the phone or not, maybe you learned a little something today. If you did, do give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for even more videos, and if you want to be notified as soon as I upload a video here, do click on the notification bell.